Good morning, everybody. I am Trúc, an English teacher of Nguyễn Khuyến High School. Today, we have a lesson of English tale, unit number 2, with the title Cultural Diversity. Let's begin with reading part. Now, look at the following pictures and guess which nation whose traditional wedding costume is as the following. Can you get the answer? Yeah, the first one is for India, the second, South Korea, the third is for Japan, and the last one is our Vietnamese traditional wedding costume. Through this before reading activity, can you guess the topic of the reading passage? Now, read the passage and study its vocabulary. Cultural diversity. Traditionally, Americans and Asians have very different ideas about love and marriage. Americans believe in romantic marriage. A boy and a girl are attracted to each other, fall in love, and decide to marry each other. Asians, on the other hand, believe in contractual marriage. The parents of the bride and the groom decide on the marriage, and love, if it ever develops, is supposed to follow marriage, not precede it. Here's some vocabulary for this paragraph. Diversity, sự đa dạng. Diverse, đa dạng. The adjective romantic, lãng mạn. The adverb, on the other hand, mặt khác, trái lại. Contractual is an adjective. It means theo hợp đồng. The noun bride, cô dâu. Groom, chú rể. The verb suppose, cho là, tin rằng, nghĩ rằng. And receipt is a verb. It means xảy ra trước, có trước, tồn tại trước. And now, look at these words. Repeat after me, please. Diversity, diverse, romantic. On the other hand, contractual, bride, groom, suppose, receipt. Let's continue with the two next paragraphs. To show the differences, a survey was conducted among American, Chinese, and Indian students to determine their attitudes toward love and marriage. Below is a summary of each group's response to the four key values. Physical attractiveness. The Americans are much more concerned than the Indians and the Chinese with physical attractiveness when choosing a wife or a husband. They also agree that a wife should maintain her beauty and appearance after marriage. And here, the new words for these two paragraphs. Survey is a noun, means cuộc khảo sát. Survey is a verb, khảo sát. The verb conduct, thực hiện, tiến hành. Determine, xác định. The noun summary, bản tóm tắt. The verb respond, câu trả lời, phản ứng. The adjective physical, thuộc về cơ thể. The adjective attractive, hấp dẫn, quyến rũ, and its noun attractiveness, nét quyến rũ, sự hấp dẫn. and the verb maintain, duy trì, gìn giữ. Now look at these words and repeat please. Survey, survey, conduct, determine, summary, response, physical, attractive, attractiveness, maintain. Let's move to the next paragraphs. Confident, few Asian students agree with the American students' view that wives and husbands share on tops. In fact, a majority of Indians and Chinese think it is better and wiser for a couple not to share certain talks. A large number of Indian men agree that it is unwise to confide in their wives. Partnership of equals. The majority of Asian students reject the American view that marriage is a partnership of equals. Many Indian students agree that a woman has to sacrifice more in a marriage than a man. And here are new words for these paragraphs. Confident, việc đủ tin tưởng để có thể giải bày tâm sự. The verb confide, đủ tin tưởng ai để có thể giải bày, thổ lộ điều gì. The noun majority, đa số, and its opposite, minority, thiểu số. The adjective wise, khôn ngoan, unwise, không khôn ngoan. The noun partnership has the same meaning with relationship. It means mối quan hệ. The verb reject, bác bỏ. And the verb and noun sacrifice, hy sinh, sự hy sinh. And now look at these words and repeat please. Confident, confide, majority, minority, wise, unwise, partnership, reject, sacrifice. Let's continue with the reading passage. Trust builds a love. Significantly, more Asian students than American students agree that a husband is obliged to tell his wife where he has been if he comes home late. The Asian wife can demand a record of her husband's activities. The American wife, however, trusts her husband to do the right thing because he loves her, not because he has to. The comparison of the form values suggests that young Asians are not as romantic as their American counterpart. Now please look at the new words for these two last paragraphs. Trust is a verb and a noun, tin cậy, lòng tin cậy. The adverb significantly, quan trọng, có ý nghĩa đặc biệt. The verb oblige, bắt buộc. Demand or demand is a verb with meaning yêu cầu, đòi hỏi. The noun comparison, sự so sánh. And the noun counterpart, đối tác, người đồng sự. Now, look at these words and repeat please. Trust, significantly, oblige, demand, or demand, comparison, counterpart. And now, let's move to some reading tasks. Task 1. Explain the meaning of the italicized words or phrases in the following sentences. Please read these sentences. Now, let's look at the first sentence. Love is supposed to follow marriage, not precede it. Precede here means love happens before marriage. Love exists before marriage. So, precede means happen or exist before. The second one, a survey was made to determine their attitudes toward love and marriage. Determine here means find out or discover the attitudes toward love and marriage. So determine means find out. The third one, they agree that it is unwise to confide in their wives. Confide here means tell someone about something very private or secret. The next, an Indian woman has to sacrifice more in a marriage than a man. Sacrifice means give up something important or valuable so that we can have something else. For example, here, an Indian woman has to give up her ambition, her job, her prestige, so that she can have a happy family. And the next one. A husband is obliged to tell his wife where he has been. Obliged here means having a duty to do something. Let's move to the task 2. Answer the following questions. Now please read these questions. Look at the first question. What are the 4 key values in the survey? First of all, let's highlight some keywords in this question. Form key values. And these words you can find in the paragraph number 2. They are listed below. So the answer for this question is their physical attractiveness, confidence, partnership of equals, and trust built on love. The next one, who are much more concerned with physical attractiveness when choosing a wife or a husband, the young Americans or the young Asians? The information to answer these questions appears in the paragraph number 3, so the answer for this question is the Americans are much more concerned than the Indians and the Chinese with physical attractiveness when choosing a wife or a husband. Let's continue with the third question. What are the Indian students' attitudes on the partnership of equals? Using the same technique, you can find the answer to this question in the paragraph number 5, and the answer will be the Indian students agree that a woman has to sacrifice more in a marriage than a man. The next question, why does the American wife trust her husband to do the right thing? Based on the information in the paragraph number 6, the answer to this question is the American wife trusts her husband to do the right thing because he loves her, not because he has to. And the last question, what is the main finding of the survey? The information in the last paragraph gives us the answer to these questions. The main finding of the survey is that young Asians are not as romantic as their American counterparts. So we finished the reading part of unit number 2, and the following are some exercises for you to practice. Now look at these exercises. And now the end of reading. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.